Get ready.
Oh, shoot. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's that time. It's sports time. Land up and assume the position. That's right. Victor Allen's new Sportz, his own fan base, unique view of sports. Written and directed by Victor Allen, the bald-headed black man, the man the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, bringing the sports. Here's Vic. Yeah. Sports, motherfucker.
See, you know what? I'm apologizing already. See, he goes MF on mine. He didn't do MF on his segment.
Yeah, I did. I did MF.
No, you didn't.
I do MFs.
Misty's checking.
Mother forkers.
Misty's checking with me. I got her right now.
I told Misty, it's not my baby, bitch.
Stop, man.
I told
That's
Misty.
wrong. That's just wrong.
It's not my baby.
That's just wrong. All right, you know what? Because I already know that everybody's watching one particular sport event, and there's some baseball fanatics out there that's watching. The Pelicans and, of course, the Warriors are going down right now. It's halftime. You know, Golden State up. Well, it's past halftime now. They just started the third quarter. It's a +5 for Golden State, but we'll talk about that later. I wanted to get into this thing, man. Since it's Mario, it's just you and I. It's just,
No, I thought somebody hiding in the game all the time.
it's just you and I.
Yeah.
I just want to get into, you know, they always say the best coach, and then they say the best coaches. And then I said, well, you know what? Let's just find out, because there's never this universal agreement that one coach is overall the best unless they're in the time you're in. So right now, for example, you'll say Coach K. Everybody says that, but he gets what they call the good media time. But I want you to understand, just using him as an example, you know, he's a disciple of Bobby Knight. So I want y'all to understand
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, he's smart enough to show you on camera what he wants to show you. But everybody tells you, oh, yeah, he be letting you have it with the words and practice and with the disciplines. So let's just go down this list. And I had some ideas here about what we want to pull from. And I said, which coach gets the most from the least? We always hear that. The best winning systems coach, transformation coach, you know, the coach that comes in. That's like Kelly over in Philadelphia Eagles, you know, they transformation coach, lucky ass coach, the one that walks in and just luck all be damned. That's like Steve Kerr at the Golden State Warriors. The model coach, the coach you want to model after, and then annual asshole coach. You look forward to this every year to call him an asshole, and then can be my uncle coach, that kind that you said, you know, invite him over for a drink, invite him over for any other things. Make sure you keep your women away from it. So we're going to go down this quick list, and then we're going to see if we can match real quickly. This is the main topic, dude. I just want to see if we can come up with the same and similar categories, you know, and do we agree? So I'm going to have you do this, Mark. I'm just going to go down the names real quick, and then we roll back up, and we see what goes. Nick Saban, 4 championships, Alabama. Hey, you got 4, man. You're in a different crowd, right? Let's roll on up. Coach K. 5 national championships, and I did not include the 2 gold medals from the Olympics because, excuse me, all the best coaches, the best players on that team, you get that by default, so I don't include that. Let's go on up to the next. Urban Meyer. You know what? He's the only guy that says, you know, I went to 2 different universities and won national championships. I'm in an elite system here where it's just me.
And he got Saban, too.
That's right.
We were talking about that today.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Let's keep going. It gets better, though. Bill Belichick got his 4th title. Everybody knows Bill. Systems, they always say it's the system. Roll on up.
Aaron Hernandez is big buddy.
Greg Popovich, currently what they would call the model of NBA titles right now, because he has a system. Similar. All right, let's roll. Now, this one is interesting. Pat Riley, 9 titles. Most people don't realize, you know, he got one as a player. He had 1 as an assistant coach. He's got 5 as a coach, and then he's got 2 as an executive. Now, most time he goes under the radar, but he's got 9. Okay, so that makes him in a different crowd. Let's go to the next. Phil Jackson, 13, although they always say 11. Well, he got 2 as a player with the New York Knicks. So he's got 13. That's ridiculous. You know, it's just ridiculous. So for the most part, these are your coaches who you are going to assign, Mario, who you think first gets the most out of the least. So I just want you to start up at top, man, and let's just see. Take it from the top. Is this your coach?
Hard to say if he gets the most from the least, because he is probably the most celebrated coach in football, college football.
Right.
All they do is talk about him, and this. I'm not a regional person, so this whole SEC thing,
Right.
which appears to be crazy in people's blood, how fanatical these fans are.
Right.
So you have to really produce, and he comes from a line.
Nick Saban, right?
His whole family heritage is football players,
Right.
Football coaches. So he would be in that blue blood elite group,
Right.
I guess he's earned it. Yes, Vic. I mean, you wonder when they win so much, put you under the microscope.
Would you say winning systems coach
Must be.
or the asshole coach? He's known for
I know, but you don't hear a lot of people complaining after they leave.
You gotta listen. True, you're talking about after they leave.
Yeah, the same thing I've always said about Bobby Knight.
Right.
Why? How come you
Right.
don't hear more players? His former players do not.
No,
They do not come forward. Well, I'm glad I'm out. I hate
right.
his ass.
But the ex-players,
you
do
get
what?
some, but Saban you don't
Right.
get a lot either. So
Right.
I don't know. He must be. He based on record, winning, perception, he would be one of the top.
Right.
If not the top.
So if you had to assign one of these categories, when I say which coach that you have to assign, just whatever you like, what would you say?
I would say best winning system coach.
Cool. All right. I actually am going with. I've got a combination: best winning system coach and a little bit of asshole mixed in. Because
Well, now if you're going to include a little bit of asshole, we might have to decide who we're going to exclude, because that's going to be a bunch of the coaches, right? Because I like Popovich. To argue that there's not asshole in him is very hard.
See, that's part about it.
So there's a bunch of asshole.
and they don't get. When they go to Hall of Fame,
I'm
they don't
just
put
saying.
that. They don't put that on the category.
No, but that's in there,
right.
All
right. Let's
So-
go to the next one.
All right.
I agree with you, though, man. Coach K.
Okay, here's the one. This is the most beloved. Would you say, Vic? Do you know any other coaches? He appears to be the picture of the coach, the motivational coach who you fall in love with as a surrogate father.
So he's going to fit. Can be my uncle coach for you, right?
Yeah, he is. He's the one that everybody. He's like the surrogate, the motivator. You always feel like he's in your head doing stuff. So yeah, I would say that.
Okay,
Coach K, Mike Krzyzewski.
Now they were talking about it this morning, and I was listening to. They said, they had I forgot who was on, and it was Mike and Mike, and Mike said exactly what you said about Coach K. He says, but you guys just haven't seen him off camera. See, he knows how to shut it off.
Well, I'm sure
camera.
he has intensity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They
Because
said
some people you have to get in somebody's.
right.
I mean, even from player to player, right?
Right.
There's going to be in people's face.
Right.
At practice, people act like practice and teams are like this wonderful, cohesive.
I know.
They have people hate each other every day. They go, "I'm getting you tomorrow."
Right.
I'll be practicing tomorrow with you, right? Okay, I'll be there tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, I know, man. I agree. And look, Coach K has a winning formula more so to me than a system. Formula. It's kind of it is, but his formula is he transforms with anybody that comes in. He's very transformative.
Very good at attracting. This is amazing about some of them. How they're very good at attracting some of the best talent.
Right.
Drawing their attention.
Right. Very good. Very good. Let's go to the next one. I said this is interesting because there's no winner or losers here. Urban Meyer distinctly gets a big boost because.
He's the upset man.
Well, look, the thing is, he wins at two different systems.
Dude, he's the upset man.
I mean,
Plus, he goes in. He's the one who beat Saban, shocked him, right?
Whoa,
came in.
man.
He's the one who goes in and beats people. Plus, the whole Tim Tebow thing and all that going back and all that.
I didn't think he was. I really didn't think he was going to win that fast over at. I guess you could say at Ohio State that quickly. I really was giving it a couple of more years, and he
It seemed like the culture. I had the same feeling like you because I was wondering about the culture adjustment. I said, "Is Ohio State a fit for him?" Yeah. I said, "Really? That seems like a different energy or something.
I agree with you,
But
man.
I guess you were right, Vic. He made the adjustment.
Now, what
Beat
category?
Saban. I'm still tripping off of how they went in there and beat Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was talking about that. With what string wasn't that?
The third.
It was the third string quarterback.
The third, who's now really considered now probably a number one because of how well he performed.
But they beat them with the third string quarterback. That's fantasy, baby. That's
the story was
fantasy.
written, and he brought the Big Ten to a place where they were floundering in national championships lately, and all of a sudden he comes in, and to me, this is my category already, transformation coach.
Right.
Because he can go to a different place.
He made the Big Ten. I thought it was just another porn star.
You know what? That's wrong.
But now he made it into something different, and now we know it way better. They have this little 9 and the wide 8.
I agree. I mean, he really impressed. He really impressed me. Let's go to the next one, though. Like I said, we're gonna the best of the best. All you ever hear is system, and is it true he gets the most from the least? What do you say?
System most from the least. He wins so much you just forget about him. That's how bad he is.
Right.
He wins so much. He is so accomplished and always at the top of his game to such a degree that you actually forget about him because they're always there.
Right.
Absolutely. Ridiculously there.
And here's the other thing. We'll trade not to get rid of you. It's not about your best friend. It's about we know what works. Right. And so you really don't get a lot of longevity for people who are just, they're cogs in the system. They're appreciated, but they know how to turn over and transform.
Totally.
To me, they're one of the best transformation coaches I've seen, and he transforms his players into a system that everybody, like Randy Moss, sold on him, even though he wasn't there any longer when he had his
he
stop.
said the system, right?
The system is unbelievable.
He said system unbelievable.
Yeah.
What cracks me up, I ask people, I says, how many New England running backs can you name?
Yeah.
See, what happens is they have named ones for a second.
Right.
But this is an example to me.
Right.
You usually can't name who their running backs are because they're turning over players yet they're producing.
Right.
How about Tom Brady with the receivers?
Well, yeah.
Remember he was losing. He had gone down to you were like anybody can play receiver. You were wondering who are his receivers.
Right.
Nobody. They traded away everybody. And they still came back.
Think about it. Any of the players from their previous Super Bowl that's on this team that Tom Brady's on?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. I don't know of anybody. So, yeah, pretty good. All right, system transformation.
System par excellence.
Yes. Let's go to the next, man. Okay. He's in a small market. I don't know if it's a system or is it just Greg. Greg Popovich just has his way. And when I say his way, he just has his way. Now, they say they do the best of sharing the ball, which is akin to the old school way of playing, ball movement. In this day and age, people like to hold the ball, dribble, take time. He moves the ball. He says movement, you get more, it's more efficient, and you get less taxing on yourself. That's one thing I learned. Now, of course, the first game with the Clippers the other day, they didn't do that. But I had to look at this category and I said, it's not the most from the least. He has a winning system. He ain't lucky. He's man, you know what? I'm just gonna say he's just got a winning system. Mario, what do you think?
Yeah, I say winning system because the thing about him, even though people tend to, speak mostly about his personality and how he's gruff and right in your face.
Right.
When I think of Greg Popovich, I think discipline.
Yeah.
And the players play disciplined.
Yes, they do.
There's no crap, okay? There's just no bullshit whatsoever. This is a disciplined team, and as I'm a person, as much as my daddy made me hate that word, discipline, I, too, am a person who likes discipline because it allows for consistency.
Right.
And that's what you end up having, like we managed to do around here.
Right.
To have this level of production over a length of time, this level of consistency, you have to have discipline.
Right.
Or else you cannot do it. So I give it to him as that example of a discipline. And you know what? I like his intensity because to me, his intensity actually comes off more like passion.
Right.
To me than some of the other ones. Okay?
Right.
As a true love for the art. And the other thing to me over the years, Pop, kind of shown me, unlike even Belichick or some of the other ones, there's been moments where he's kind of shown me subtly that the players and the people are the most. There have been decisions he did, Vic, where you really see that he cares about his players a little bit differently. They're not nobody to him. They're not just. Right. That's what's kind of interesting to me. He looks like he pays attention to your hurt, your pain, all this stuff, and knows you in a certain kind of way. Right. It just seems kind of interesting for a guy as hard as he is. He seems like he's also the one that's in your back pocket.
And let me be honest with you. I don't have to be honest. It's just going to be what I see. He's not trying to make love to the media. He don't give really a damn about the media. Right. So what you see with the media makes people take on this whole aspect of him being a tight ass, an asshole. That's why I put the asshole category. Maybe for media he is. Yeah. But far as him as a general person, he's not that.
No, he doesn't strike me like that. I've always liked Popovich. Right. And those things about him, even the way he did, I've always even liked that. Yeah. Yeah, I like him. I get it because I believe, discipline. Right. Hard work,
I got you.
Period.
Let's go to the next and see what we have, because this person has already moved into a category. He suddenly has gone under the radar, because once you go where he's gone, Pat Riley, you think of Phil Jackson, he's going to try to accomplish what Pat Riley has done. He has a championship as a player with the Lakers. He has a championship with the Lakers as an assistant coach, and he has 5 as NBA titles as a coach.
Pete.
And he's an executive winning coach.
That's right.
So he has something that none of these other individuals have, but yet when most people are talking about the best coach, they'll go to Coach K. And I'll say, okay, maybe we should separate college from that. And to pay all respects to a couple of coaches that I don't have in here, because I know people may respond on YouTube, I didn't put John Wooden because I'm looking at active people right now. I didn't put Bill Russell in because he got 13 or 11 championship title rings, and I didn't put in the Boston coach. I'm talking about active people right now. That's the only reason why. But when I look at this guy, I go, man, look at that resume. That is transformation. Wonderful. That is winning.
Wonderful.
And at the same time, he had swag. As far as the women was concerned, he was cool and he had swag.
It's amazing because you and I both can remember he and Phil Jackson as players.
Right.
And they were not.
Right.
They were not stars at all. True. Okay. Pat Riley was both of them actually.
Right.
Phil Jackson, to me, I remember mostly seeing. My image of him is yelling from the sideline.
Right.
Okay. Whether it be for the Knicks, I think it was the Knicks, and then later on was it Chicago? I can't remember. He played. I know him for 2 teams. I can't remember, but the Knicks is definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Back in the day, but again, bench. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Riley, bench.
Yep.
That was back with Jerry West and Gail Goodrich and all that.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to watch some of the players
what he's accomplished,
who are not the best player, but to become one of the best, if not one of the most historic coaches of all time.
That's right. An executive, something that they all hail for right now. So if you had to look at your conditions, Mario, and you could roll up if you want to read them again. I've already said he fits a lot of them. Transformation coach, winning system coach, lucky ass coach. I'm sorry. He gets the most, but from the best. He also basically can be your uncle, because you would invite him.
Now he's your boy you go hanging out with. You go chasing women with Riley.
Right.
With Pat. Coach K ain't going to go hanging out at the club with you.
No.
But Pat will say, let me get my jacket.
Right.
Let me get my jacket.
See,
I'm rolling.
And lucky does not mean that you didn't earn it. It just means your right place and right time. And everybody knows this. Would you rather start, if you had to win a championship, would you want to be on a grassroots team that basically has to start building, or a team you walk into ready for a championship title?
I'm with you.
How do you want to play it?
I read the one listen, they're both pressure. They talk about it.
Right.
Pressure situation, coming in on a team after a terrible losing record.
Right.
Pressure situation.
Right.
Taking over on a team that just had a wonderful record.
Yes.
They both have extreme pressure.
Right.
Because one is the pressure, and both have the pressure to win.
Well, I got one for you, makes it even better. Would you rather be Derek Fisher or Steve Kerr?
I'd rather be, that's the best example you can name. And I'm going with Steve Kerr. I'm going to the Bay Area and get some crabs.
There you go. Okay, we got one more here. Like I said, we're not trying to vote who's the best, period, but you can if you want to. This is the man who simply goes by the name of Zen, and his last name is Master, because he's done something that's rarefied air. Now, as a player, he's won a couple of championships, but that goes so far back that most people don't.
He didn't do very much on those teams.
See, you're already stripping him. Leave him alone.
I'm just saying, I was there. I mean, I was around.
Yeah,
I was watching this
I was 3 years old. But anyway, look, Phil Jackson's got 13. They're always going to say you had Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, you had Shaq, and you had Kobe. This is where now you go to your categories. Is he a winning system coach? Because obviously to win in Chicago, he did it in LA. Or is he a lucky ass coach because he has some of the best talent? Could he be your uncle who's called Zen? Or he's not an asshole, and he's a person that really wants you to think. He can be
asshole-ish.
No, he wants you to think.
Right, because he does the mind screw.
Right.
And I left off the other F word, but for that moment.
Right.
But he tries to get in your head and bone your ear.
You know, what he's doing is saying, work it out, right? Just work it out. Work it out for you. You are men.
He's in your head.
That's right. So, Mario, what do you think? What does the category say about Phil that you agree with?
Well, let's take a look at the categories once again, because Phil is a number of things. But for one, I don't know if I'd say he gets the most from the least.
Not yet.
He hates rookies.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely hates rookies.
And he's about to go through that now with New York.
Right. He made his trade for vets, but see, there you go.
Right.
So it's not that.
Right.
Winning system. Yeah, even though I can't go there. Maybe so.
Right.
I wonder about the whole system does that include the triangle?
It's a system.
Okay, so I don't know.
That's
transformation coach?
That's a text win
I don't
thing.
know.
Yeah.
Lucky ass coach. One can make that argument, even though I don't know if inheriting the feud between Kobe and Shaq was Liam lucky.
Right.
I mean, one could argue,
Right.
I guess, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. The model coach.
That's going to be interesting because nobody have we set as the model coach yet.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's so out there.
Right.
You didn't say pseudo hippie.
I was going to say
but
no.
But he's not cavalier. He's not shoot from the here. He's not easygoing.
Well, all the coaches that's been in the game, nobody saw him doing what he did as an ex-player.
No.
Nobody
did. Nobody did. So I don't know, Vic. I'm at a loss. The hardest to understand, but who you give a whole lot of respect to, would be my description of
right. It's hard. Phil. It's very hard. Okay.
I don't understand him. He's the one I least understand probably of all these coaches.
I understand
especially his basketball stuff, because I don't understand the triangle or why you want to run that. Mm-hmm. Seems like kind of adding too much complexity to a game. I think should flow more or something.
Right.
But
look, I agree with you. He doesn't fit almost the best winning system coach. He had a system, and if you got 11 NBA titles,
he must have a system.
He must
right?
be. You can't argue against that.
But I can't say what the system is.
Right. That's it.
That's the thing. He has a system.
I know what it's called.
What is the system?
It's called Zen.
It's called the Zen
That's
system.
Less
is more.
All right. Here we go. Let's go up the list. Go quickly down. Who's the model coach? There's a model coach you
Nick
like.
Nick Saban, 4 championships with Alabama. Mike Krzyzewski. Urban Meyer. Man, this is getting a little testy here. Bill Belichick. Greg Popovich. Pat Riley. And then
Phil Jackson. You got to vote? The model coach for you, man? Model.
Wow. See, Phil Jackson.
You're right.
Pat Riley. Greg Popovich. Belichick. Urban Meyer. Mike Krzyzewski. Model.
I know.
Man. See, it makes so different between college and pros. That's a really hard one, Vic. That's a really hard one for me to say model.
Yes.
Belichick, I have to guess.
You going to go with Belichick? Look at you shaking this.
Because he irritates me.
Guess who I'm going with? This is so easy. They say
the model.
I said the model.
Means something for other people to emulate.
Right, and I'm going like this. Gentlemen, you should know this. Anytime the ladies think you are the hottest as a coach, you are the model coach, and you winning, and you got championship, and you got power. Pat Riley. Right off the hand.
Oh, all right.
Model
Can't argue
coach.
with that.
Mac, you had it right. He says it's Pat Riley.
Well, as I said, it depends what you want to model. Certainly, let's put it like this. If you had to go spend the weekend with somebody, and it was either Phil,
right,
Pat, or Popovich,
or Belichick.
No. Come on. Even Krzyzewski, he's going to go to Mass or something. I don't know. I'm going to hang out with Pat, too.
Thank you.
I'm hanging out with Pat. He's going to grab his jacket.
If you want basketball fundamentals,
Pat Riley.
Coach K works for everybody when it comes to the boys' appreciation. But when you cross over and the women go like, ooh, there goes Pat.
That shows where your influences are. Worried about the women.
Right. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't reduce it down to that. Got an exit handicap going right now. Clippers Spurs real quick, Mario. Did they wake up a giant when they took game 1 from the Spurs? It was a home game. The Clippers. Did they wake up the giant? Or is this the sign that the age that they always say, which I don't believe, is creeping in? Because what the Clippers look like was the reverse what we used to see from the Spurs. What do you think, man?
I think I wouldn't overreact.
Okay.
Let's see them put 2 in a row together.
Yeah.
They usually don't.
Right. Well, let's just do this. Forget game 2. Let's just say who wins the series.
San Antonio.
Wow. 6 or 7, because it ain't going to be 5, right? Maybe?
I'm not ready to have an opinion yet.
Okay.
I got to look at it because, to me, I'm not willing to change because of the one game.
Right.
Especially with them. See, what happens is, to me, the Clippers usually will, in a series, in the past years,
right,
would give me 1 or 2 games I would like, right? They really did against other people. OKC, I remember.
Right.
But then overall, it was not even a consistent series.
Right.
So let's see. We haven't seen the Clippers give a consistent series against the major, to me. We haven't seen it.
I agree with you. I think the Clippers have to not play their bench as much, which means you're going to wear down the starters. And if you do that, you give Popovich that advantage of saying, let's just wear their starters down. That's what I think could serve up the Clippers to lose, because they can't. The bench is terrible.
Well, see, my thing is
terrible.
It's not. Well, they're not supposed. They got Jamal. They should be able to do. They, on paper, they were considered one of the best benches in the whole league. So
now they're one of the worst.
The fact that they're underperforming, but when you look at the players that they have on the bench, it was still considered. They were considered to have the deepest team in the NBA.
And they lost some because, of course, money.
Right.
New season.
Right. But still, even going into this one, they were still considered one of the deepest teams.
Correct.
It's just they're underperforming. No one, they were not expected to perform like this.
Jamal Crawford, guaranteed.
6th man of the year.
If he didn't come back from his injury, as far as I'm concerned, the season would have been over.
Well, what about with Blake Griffin? I mean, you got a few of them in here where it was the same kind of a story.
True.
Even though, again, shouldn't be that way to me on a team that is really this deep.
Yeah. I feel
Matt Bar- they got a bunch of people.
Yeah, they got them. But what they're learning is that the seasons get younger, because the young crop comes in and they got fresh legs. The way Milwaukee's playing Chicago a little while ago, I said, look at the youth. I mean, they're getting more seasoned.
So
now,
you have
to
perform, because
you really do.
Because the Clippers still have Riddick doing his. They got a bunch of things where it's stellar. So they just have to be, which is what they've never done. Right? They have to pull it together and have a consistent effort.
And it's about matchups too. So let's just say this: the matchups, Clippers are more confident this year. Now, whether they win it or not, they're more confident because they got something under their belt. And now they're learning to win. You have to go to another level. And Chris Paul is showing it. DeAndre Jordan, a beast. And he's still got a ways to go. And Blake, hopefully, this is your mark right now. Because right now, Golden State is showing people everything.
Still the same issue for them is beating the big boys at the end. It's interesting because this year, it's not the same folks who usually toss them out. Totally. I mean, the lack of OKC as a real contender.
Yeah.
Yet you don't feel stronger about. See, what's amazing, some of the people don't seem as strong that they're up against.
Right.
But yet you don't feel still more confident for them for some reason. And I don't know. And I love the coach and I love the system. So
Yeah, I agree. The challenge is what you got. Make the most of the least. And right now,
I like DeAndre too. I said there's too many things that are just wonderful.
he's doing a great job. Hey, next week we'll find out how the next games go. My new Sports is over. Sorry that I ran long. And we now know the model coach is the one that the ladies like the most. I'm sorry. That's terrible.
No! That's Victor Allen's New Sports. Victor Allen's own unique fan-based view of sports. A recurring segment of the Morning Coffee with Mario show. Which broadcasts weekly. Come and get some sports. Written and directed by Victor Allen. New Sports! Get some! Put on your jockstrap. You two ladies. Borrow one.